Okay, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Neighbours. Today we got Glen Sharp from the Optimist Club. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Today we're going to talk about a few things, like the road rally that you got coming up, but I really want to take the beginning part to learn about the Optimist Club. From being with Neighbour Media, I've met a few optimists, but I got to be honest, I'm not truly aware of what the Optimist Club is and what it is that you do. So let's just start with, what is the Optimist Club?
Sure, Myles. Yeah, thanks. So the Optimist Club of Aurora is part of a worldwide organization. I couldn't tell you how many Optimist Clubs there are around the world, but there's more than a few 100,000 members around the world. We're a very solid club. We have 53 members. And all committed to the spirit of volunteerism. And our motto is bringing out the best in youth. And we focus on the town of Aurora. And we raise funds to help out young people in Aurora with various ways, which we'll talk about later. This year, we're celebrating our 40th anniversary. We've got some special events planned. But, Myles, it's true that we're not called Optimist Club of Aurora just by chance. It's a group of very, very positive people. Our meetings are constructive, but they're all very positive. It's a very energizing group and a group that supports and believes in each other and believes in what we do and believes in volunteering. So it's all volunteer-based.
Yeah, it's, optimism is such a great thing. And I think being around people with optimism at the core of them, it's got to be uplifting. So it's 40 years for Aurora?
Yes.
It has?
I could tell you that for this year as well, the Newmarket Club, which actually founded or chartered, as they say, the Optimist Club of Aurora, Newmarket Club is celebrating its 75th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And they're also doing some special events. So it's been around for a long time, and we get the question a lot, what do you actually do?
Yeah.
Interesting, too, when we meet with people in the community, many people can't believe that what we do is all volunteers. Like, I've been asked many times, how much do you get paid? And I go, nothing. And they say, no, really? And I said, oh, nothing. How about the other people? No, they don't get paid. And, and because that's not what volunteering is all about, of course. It's helping out. You do get a lot back from volunteering, though, because people you make people happy. People say thank you. And how wonderful is that, to be able to just make a positive difference for people. And that's what our membership is all about.
Yeah, and you're joining a network, too, of like-minded individuals, too, that
Exactly.
kind of have the same beliefs and that, too. And there's got to be some kind of effects from just being a part of that group, a part of that network, too. Not so much a straight financial one, but just being part of that group. How often do they meet?
We have, there's a board meeting once a month. That's always the last Wednesday of the month. Then we have a business meeting the first Wednesday of the month. The Legion kindly hosts our business meetings at no charge, which is just wonderful. We do try and partner with people, groups like the Legion. We partnership with the town. We'll talk about that shortly on a number of things. So we meet a business meeting once a month, and then we have a dinner or social meeting also once a month, where we often bring in a guest speaker or have some activities. So it can be a learning, and it's a good experience just for getting together. One of the many great things about our club, Myles, is that you do what you can when you can. No one's going to say, where were you last week? Why haven't you been coming out? I mean, if it goes for a long time, we would check to make sure someone's well and everything is okay in their lives. But there's no expectations. You do what you can when you can. But my word to new members always is, you get out of it what you put into it. The camaraderie, the fellowship of being at the meetings or helping out at one of our events. You get more out of it by putting more into it.
For sure. And when did or how did you get involved with the Optimist Club? As volunteering at your core? Was it later in life that you started volunteering? Like, give me a quick
Sure.
background on
I've
you.
been volunteering for a long time. I started coaching, actually coached hockey when I was 15, and then much later when my sons were born, I started coaching hockey because that was a passion of mine. But 21 years ago, my neighbor, who had been a member for quite some time, he encouraged me to come. I don't know why it took that long, but he encouraged me to come out. I went to a dinner social function, and the guest speaker that night was then Mayor Tim Jones.
Yeah.
So it was really enjoyable. The camaraderie was great. The fellowship was great, and they told me all the kind of things I'm telling you right now, which turned out to be 100% true. Do what you can when you can, and I've been involved ever since. I'm a past president of the organization, a past lieutenant governor, but it's just. Volunteering has been part of my life for most of my life.
Yeah. So 21 years. That's nice. Yeah. That's a nice run. So what are the types of things that you do to raise funds? Mm-hmm. And then now the funds get raised, how do you deploy them? What do you do with them?
Our biggest fundraiser is our mobile kitchen. You may have seen it around town. The town of Aurora is wonderful. They store it for us at their Joint Operations Center, and they move it from place to place as we need. And again, there's no charge there at all, but we help them out at a number of their events. So that mobile kitchen starts off at the Arctic Adventure in February, which unfortunately this year Mother Nature took care of canceling that. But so we start there, and then we're involved at the Town Cleanup Day, the Aurora Chamber of Commerce Home Show, and then moving into the warmer weather, we're at Canada Day, the street sale, dance in the park, and in the fall, the Haunted Forest, and also we marshal the Santa Claus Parade. We're the people in the golf carts driving along, and we organize the floats. Another big thing, Myles, is we are involved in school functions. So we get invited by we're up to about a dozen schools now to come to their events, which might be Meet the Teacher Night or just School Fun Day kind of thing, and we bring our mobile kitchen there, and we have hamburgers, hot dogs, sausage. It depends on what
the event is. Yeah,
and a portion of the proceeds of those events is turned directly back to the school. So we take a portion of it for Optimist Club needs or for what our plans are for the funds, and the rest of it is turned back to the school. So the schools do very well by that. We also do some events that are just, as we call it, community service, where we're not making money, we're doing it because it's a good thing to do. So in February, annually, we run a chess tournament at the Legion. And this year we had over 250 kids from grade 1 to grade 8. And I mean, the kids are just so excited to play chess. As I said earlier, I was a hockey coach, and when you threw the pucks on the ice, the kids would go crazy. Well, at chess tournament, you put out the chess pieces, and the kids do just as crazy. They love it, and they ask, right away. They're so excited. Can we practice? So it's really something. That's not a fundraiser for us. That's just because it's a community service that the kids like to do. So that's our major fundraiser. But over the years, we've had in the fall, we hosted an event at the New Town Square, a concert. We've had a magician, which was a very successful event, and I can speak from firsthand because I was one of the magician's best victims. I seemed to be good at getting hypnotized, and that was a very successful fundraiser. And again, it's important to make the money, but it's also important to get people together, getting people from outside the community to learn more, getting people out. I really believe in that aspect of it. So that kind of money really helps. So those are our chief sources of.
So you have like your core that's consistent, and then you get these cool creative events that can kind of pop up.
Yeah, like the road rally we'll talk about soon. But we get like you say, these cool creative events that somebody comes. A few years ago, we had actually it was right around COVID time, a restaurant coupon book, trying to encourage people to still patronize restaurants in town that were struggling during COVID, and some of our members went around and to check to see if a group would be interested in being involved, and they might give a free appetizer or a discount on things, and that was very successful for a couple of years, and then the economy kind of recovered, and that we moved on to different things. So we try and be agile and look for new opportunities, and that's why it's great when we get new members, because new members bring new ideas. And so we're always encouraging new members to come out.
So with the funds and helping youth, what are ways to help the youth with the funds?
Sure. Two of our biggest ones, and it's great, but it's also sad in a way. One is called the KIND program. KIND stands for Kids in Need Delivered. Most people, or many people, regard Aurora as a pretty affluent community, and in many ways it is. But there's a great need out there that we've found has grown. And so Kids in Need, we partnered with a number of schools, And the teachers have identified a child who, say, is coming to school in September, and then they're wearing the same shoes in the middle of winter, or they don't have any gloves, or they're wearing a spring jacket because they don't have a coat. And so they contact us, and we try to provide what we can for them. One of our members is just taking the lead on that, and she actually goes out shopping and finds the goods. We never know who the student is. We turn it into the school. It's not a direct thing. We just take care of things. We've even bought glasses for a student. So that's a real growing need, Myles, and we're looking to try and enhance how much we can afford to spend on that service. Another one that's similar is one we started about 5 years ago, is healthy snacks, we call it. And that right now we're currently partnered with 6 schools in town, and it recognizes the numbers of children that are coming to school without any breakfast and without a lunch. And it's a fact that children learn better with a full tummy. And so we're trying to help out there. And I go into the schools to deliver checks sometimes, and I see baskets of apples sitting on the desk, and and one of the schools even has a thing where you can go in after school and get food to take home. So those are 2 of our biggest sort of targets for the funds that we raise. But we also sponsor high school scholarships for the high schools here in town. We sponsor an Aurora student or 2 every year at the Newmarket Voice Festival. We support the Canadian Federation of University Women's Stay in School program with funds there. We get requests for special camp programs, say for a child who in a family that can't afford to send this child, and they might need some special help at the camp. So it's a special camp. We support those kind of programs as well. So we have some set things in our budget that we do annually, and then we have set aside a certain amount for things that arise during the year.
Yeah, it's like a quiet helping hand, right? Just kind of like subtly you're there, like it gets brought to your attention, and then kind of help is put out there in whatever way that may be. Not kind of this, hey, we're here helping this one individual because you don't have winter gloves and stuff like that.
We don't go around, look at us.
Yeah.
We don't. That's not what we're all about. We love a little bit of acknowledgement. So we.
So you can raise a profile so you can get more funds and do more good work.
Get more members and get more funds. So yeah, when we sponsor something, we love it if our logo can be included and that kind of thing. But you won't go to those schools and see healthy snacks provided by the Optimist Club of Aurora. We don't. That's not what we're all about. It's helping the youth, not
for
about
sure.
us.
Yeah. It's finding that piece where you want to kind of build brand up and do that, but that's more on kind of the fundraising part of it.
Yeah.
Not really the allocation of the dollars of it. That's a much more like a subtle helping hand type thing.
Yeah.
Because people don't necessarily want the spotlight on them.
No, that's not what we're about. It's we have a lot of fun and we're outgoing, but we're also humble, right? It's not about look at us, aren't we great? No, that's not what the Optimist Club is all about. I should mention too before I move on, we've also sponsored a hockey team in Aurora Minor Hockey for years. We've been involved with minor ball and other sports events, so sports groups. So we also allocate funds there. Funds are tight, but be honest with you. We used to get when there was a bingo hall in Toronto here in Aurora. We used to volunteer there, and that was a great source of funds for charitable bingo. The bingo hall closed, as everybody knows, so that sorts of funding dried up. So
seems like a perfect opportunity to the return of the bingo hall.
Yeah, well, we're looking into maybe getting involved in the hall in Richmond Hill or Newmarket.
Forget that. Let's get the campaign going. Who wants to run?
Let's get our bingo hall back. Yeah,
neighbor bingo. I'm in.
Yeah. Well, when I started with the club, that bingo hall was packed. But of course, back then too, people were allowed to smoke indoors. It really changed dramatically when the smoking laws changed.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't mind telling you. So there's plenty of use for our funds and free. I'm forgetting also, we sponsor a team for the Run for South Lake.
Yep.
I'll be honest with you. A few years ago, I actually ran it. Now it's really, they call it the Run Walk for South Lake, and we're all adopting the walk part. But again, we wear our Optimist shirts or a South Lake shirt and Optimist hats, and again, not blowing our own horn, just be part of being involved in the community. We like to be visible and we like to be out there.
Yeah, definitely. You want to, attract more like-minded people, get more members, a part of the group, right? That can bring new creative ideas, raise more funds, help more youth, right?
100%,
Like this kind of thing.
Yeah, you can't stick with the same. We have to keep moving on. Have to be agile, And sometimes, we're not.
Yeah, everyone has those same struggles too. So 40 years. What's any kind of special events that are coming up this year for the 40th?
Yeah, we're pretty excited. I was around when we had our 25th, and that was a pretty exciting time. So for our 40th, and this came from new members, we're just talking about the advantage. So 2 new members came forward with we should operate a family-friendly road rally. It's not a race or anything of the kind. It starts at our Grand Marshal sponsor, Highland Chevrolet, and we've got sponsorships to help us out. And to get a car in the event is $50. You can have many people as you can safely put in the car to make it fun. And you follow different clues. You may have done a car rally at some point in your life, but you follow different clues to get to different locations and then move on to the next one. And there may be an activity to do at that location.
Yeah, you get there, there's some task or some puzzles or a game or something, and you got to go through past and then go to the next.
Yeah, and
next
if you solve the puzzle or whatever the quiz is, you get your check mark or whatever it is, and you move on. And so that starts registration. That's on May 25th, Sunday, May 25th, and registration is at 9. The event starts at 10, and at 1 o'clock there's a barbecue with our mobile kitchen for everybody involved. And I think there'll be some prizes, but it's not really about the prizes. It's about the community getting people out. So we're hoping for a good turnout for that, And you can register for that on Eventbrite or Optimist Club of Aurora Road Rally.
Yeah, no, we'll put all the links and everything on the description of this episode too, so everyone can kind of go and register if they want to get involved into it. It should be a super fun event.
Yeah, we'd love to get a good turnout. It could be a lot of fun. And as I said, this wouldn't have come about if it wasn't for new members.
Yeah.
And because some of us who've been around for a while, we go, oh, we tried that and it didn't, and you don't, that's not a good way to be. In the Optimist Club, we tend not to do that.
Yeah. You got to be optimistic.
Yeah, that's right. We're not called, like I said, we're not called the Optimist Club by fluke,
So talking about like new members and getting fresh people in there, if someone does want to join, like what is the steps to do that? Is it just come out for a meeting?
Well, frequently you get in, if you contact a member and say they'll bring you out to a business meeting and you like the business meeting, then if you help out at one club event, might be the mobile kitchen or whatever it might be, and then everybody has to take a vulnerable sector police check. That's standard, right, for us. But then, I've never seen a member declined, So that's really how it is. And then you go from there. And I always encourage new members to sign up for a mobile kitchen shift as soon as they can, because they work beside other people and they get a feel of what we're all about.
Yeah.
But before we go to that, I just wanted to mention there's a couple other things that are happening for the 40th. On June 14th, we're going to be at the Aurora Farmers Market with a number of children's activities. So it's just going to be a whole focus of children's crafts, games, and other things that are going on. And then in late August, we're having our alumni dinner where we're trying to get back
a
number of members. We still, from the 40 years, we still have 2 members that are active.
Wow.
We have 2 others that I can't make it out much, but we have 2 active members from the 40. So that's.
Do you know how many alumni Aurora members there are?
I don't know. It's a lot. In over 40
years. Yeah, for sure.
So and people move away and etc.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Their lives changes, whatever.
For sure. So, but for that dinner is try to put the call out to as many of them as you can and have them come.
Yeah, our treasurer is on the case trying to, getting addresses and trying to find people. There's one of our really great members. He lives on the West Coast. It'd be great if he came, but no expectations. So that's going to be a lot of fun because over the years, prior to my 21 years or 20 years participation, the Optimist Club has done a lot of like different things. Like I used to play slow pitch here in town, and the Optimist Club used to have a slow pitch tournament. It was great. It was wonderful. They made a bit of money, I think.
Yeah.
But we had so much fun. They used to do when they were everybody was younger. They were willing to just get out there and try things a little more than we do when we're older now. So they did a lot of pretty cool things back in the day.
That's fun.
And we're still trying. So
well, you get the new members in, and it just takes a few of them to kind of get that going and want to take charge and launch up a slow pitch tournament.
I know. And happily, some of the new people that are starting to come in, a little younger, like nothing wrong with older adults like me, of course, but it's good to get younger people in because there's work involved, setting up tables, taking down all those kind of tasks that not everybody can do as they age. So getting younger people involved is also good for the long-term health of the club if we have younger people joining in.
Yeah, for sure. And you're going to meet great people and be a part of a great group.
I don't think I've ever seen a person come to a business meeting and say, "Oh, that wasn't very good. No, that was awful. I'm not interested." It's never happened, because what I'm saying, I think you can realize, comes from the heart, but sometimes it's evenings in the winter and you kind of go, oh boy, but you go there and you're so glad you did.
Yeah, it's like most things, where it's like, you're fighting at first, but once you're in it and doing it, you're like, of course I should have. Why wouldn't I have come here?
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story. One time we were doing the Arctic Adventure, and I was in the trailer at the time, so I was collecting the money, but it was really, really cold in there, and because I was handling money, I didn't have any gloves on because I couldn't pick up coins, right? So anyway, the person owed whatever they owed, and they put their money on the counter. Well, I tried to pick it up, and I couldn't, right? My hands were too cold, so I had to hold out my hand and say, would you mind putting the money in my pocket, please?
What is the Arctic Adventure?
The Arctic Adventure is basically the town of Aurora winter carnival.
Okay.
And it's that town park, and they have rides and activities and stuff like that. So we were there as food vendors, and we always top up the hot chocolate and other things. But unfortunately, this year there was a storm and they had to cancel it probably for the first time. But it's another example of where we partner with the town. So we try to make ourselves available for their events, and frankly, we make a little money, no doubt. But then they're very good about moving our trailer for us. We don't have any issue. We just, one of our members is kind of the contact, and he just said, we need the trailer at da-da-da. So when we're going to the home show, it'll be there. And then they come and take it away. It's really a great partnership.
What other partnerships? So you have the town, then some schools.
And the Legion is an important partner too. Like it's now several years ago, they needed new tables. Their tables were in really rough shape. And so we gave them a certain amount of money. I forget what it was.
Yep.
Might have been $2,000. It doesn't matter. We gave them some money for new tables. They were getting replace the roof fund. We contributed some money to help them replace the roof because they're very good to us. So when you're in a service organization, service club, partnerships are so important because you can't be isolated. You can't be alone. You need other groups, and other groups need you. So it's a very sort of good collaboration that we have. We've had a little bit. I'm also involved in the Aurora Seniors Association, and so the Optimist Club has been sort of intertwining a little bit with the Aurora Seniors Association too, and that's been something that I'll probably pursue further down the road.
Yeah, for sure. Partnerships are key. That's the best thing. It's uplifting both sides. Add value on both ways of it. So
100%, yes.
So as we kind of close up here, the core of this. Sign up for the rally. It's going to be a great event.
Please do. We'd love to get a big turnout.
Yeah, get a big turnout. It's great. Is there any other notes, thoughts, messages that you want to leave with the people that are watching, listening?
Just that if you have any interest in coming out, we'd love to have you come out to a business meeting. Go to our website, auroraoptimist@gmail.com. You can find out more information there. We'd be happy to host you and contact. If you contact us, we can make arrangements. We'd love to have you because we're always looking for new members and new ideas. As I said, our club is a very healthy one. 53 members would be considered quite a good-sized club. So we're in good shape, but we'd love to have new people with new ideas and would welcome you.
For sure. Okay, love it. Thank you. So we'll put all the links in the description and everything. So for the Road Rally, for the Optimist Club, if you want to go to a meeting and sign up. If you see the mobile food truck,
Mobile kitchen.
mobile kitchen, buy stuff. The money goes to good people, good places. So yeah, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Myles. I really enjoyed it.